And it's on to the next discussion. At this time, all does not seem to be well with the All Progressives Congress APC, especially at the state and local government chapters of the party.
Now, recently held congresses in some states ended in dispute. Now, in Rivers State, the battle for supremacy between former Governor Rotimi Amechi and Senator Magnus Abe spelled doom for the state's party congress. The exercise ended in chaos, with supporters of both men accusing each other of foul play. Now, the fight for supremacy in the APC is not just in Rivers. In some other states, the party is struggling to find cohesion. The situation is precarious in Kogi. The state executive of the party has, for most of this year now, operated on exile from Abuja on account of what some members claim as the hostility of the APC-led state government. In Ondo State, the crisis there has led to the suspension of the chairman of the state executive, Isaac Kekemeke. Now, in Kano, the face-off between the incumbent governor, Abdullahi Ganduje, and immediate past governor, Rabiu Musa Kwankwaso, has only caused division in the state chapter of the party, with party faithful split between both men. But perhaps the Kaduna state chapter of the party is the most divided. The festering crisis between Senator Shehu Sani and Governor Nasir El-Rufai turned bloody in July, with collateral damage for the media after thugs invaded the Nigerian Union of Journalists Secretariat in the state capital, and they attacked APC members addressing a press conference convened to protest the alleged marginalization of party members during the Congress. Now let's play you this report from Senator Shehu Sani earlier on.
The guidelines of the party said delegates should be elected or there should be consensus, but there was neither.
Joining us in the studio is the Publicity Secretary of the All Progressives Congress, Lagos State Chapter, Joe Igbokwe. Thank you for joining us.
Good morning. Thank you.
Nice to have you.
Thank you. Now, it seems the center seems not to be holding together now in state APC chapters.
Well, it's expected. This is the hallmark of running a big party. It didn't start today. You've heard about boardroom politics. APC is a very big house, and nobody wants to be relegated to the background. Everybody wants to be on the front seat, driver's seat, and that's what you see. So it's a struggle. I read one book, Tough Times, Never Last, but Tough People Do, by Dr. Skula. He built the biggest church in America. Millions, building the biggest church in America, only to discover that he has created another big problem of parking lots, petty thieves and all that, security, managing people. This is what you have. Let people not think that these things will not come. It will come. It's a struggle. You can see what is going on. It's a struggle because this is the party. Everybody wants to be there. Everybody wants to be on the front seat. Nobody wants to be pushed to the back seat. So at the end of all this, you will see a better party. That's why the managers are there. That's why the chairman of the party is there. They must be moving now from state to state to bring all these people together, especially when 2019 is approaching. But these things are normal things. Problems are part of life. They are normal. Let's not just see it as implosions. APC, is anything happening? The house is okay. Allow these forces, this interplay of forces to go on. At the end of the day, you will see that there's nothing to worry about.
It's quite interesting when you paint the picture of everything is normal, everything is okay.
No, I said it's a process.
Yes.
A process
yeah,
that you must go through.
However, we were here monitoring the last dispensation, the opposition party now, PDP, when they were having their issues. And it's been obvious that their downfall was started somehow like this, where there is internal dissatisfaction here and there. Are you not concerned that this is becoming very obvious in parts of the state, especially where you know that you're going to get many of your votes from? How concerned are you?
Don't worry. What brought PDP down is corruption. It has nothing to do with,
You think that's not found within the APC?
Corruption that brought PDP down. Corruption. everything we lack in this country can be traced to corruption. That's what brought them down.
How about issues of internal democracy? The lack of it.
Well, we have to live with it and get matured as we move along. Oh, you know, people, you know, this is a place where if people lose elections, they say, you know, they have to change. The loser want to become the winner. So you need to manage all these things, you know. And then sometimes you need to, it's those of us that are inside that will tell you what is going on.
Okay.
Some people would have been controlling a place for years. And he said, this time, we are going to, the leadership will say, look, we are going to change situations. Those people will not be happy.
Okay, let's look at the Ebonyi APC, for example. Now, the Ebonyi APC has two parallel factions, one led by Ben Nwobasi, who occupies the secretariat of the party in that state. And then there is another faction headed by Eze Nwachukwu, who is recognized by the leadership of APC at the national level, talking about the chairman of the national chairman of the party, Ojige Oyegun and Malabuni, that Nwobasi went to court, and the court said Nwobasi's faction should be the faction recognized by the national APC. Even summoned the leadership of your party, Chief Oyegun and Malabuni, to explain why they have refused to recognize Nwobasi as the leader of the APC in Ebonyi State. And these two factions, led by this men, held parallel congresses in July. And you're saying it is going to go away?
It will go away. No problem lasts forever. That's what I want to tell you. Yes, the problems will come, but the capacity to address those problems is what makes you a political party. We feel that the chairman will have to carry the big stake or mediate. Or mediate. Because we cannot go into an election with a divided house. So that's what I'm saying. These troubles will come, but it's your capacity to deal with these challenges that makes you a leader. That's why we want the chairman of the party, the national chairman of the party to be strong, the state chairman of the party to be strong, to make sure that we don't have a divided house before we go into election.
All right.
But surely you must have these things.
Okay. Now, she just mentioned Ebonyi State. Now, we talked about River State earlier on, talked about Kogi State, talked about Ondo State, Kano State, Kaduna State, and maybe still counting. Now, if the chairman of the party, like you said, is supposed to mediate and ensure that these things don't degenerate, and most states are having dissatisfaction, the party chairman is not mediating as at this point, are you saying the party chairman is failing?
It's mediating. I don't want to run into that conclusion or run away without thinking that he's failing. Okay. But you know, it's a process. It's a process. It cannot be everywhere at the same time. It cannot be in Kaduna and be in Ebonyi State at the same time. The issues as they come, I'm sure the national chairman will treat it.
All right.
But our advice to the national chairman is to increase the momentum. Get to the roads and deal with these things. That's why they're there. Move with the leadership of the party and call the warring factions together and resolve. There's nothing that you cannot resolve.
Okay.
There's something you cannot resolve.
Yeah, there are accusations really that it seems the leadership of the APC somehow engages in favoritism. Recall what happened in Ondo State during the primaries of the party to get the candidates. The leadership of the APC somehow engages in favoritism. Recall what happened in Ondo State during the primaries of the party to get the candidate, the flag bearer of the party for the governorship election, and there were allegations of about 360 delegates fabricated to vote for the incumbent governor, and then somehow the leadership did nothing about it. You have a faction in a state writing petition to the national leadership of your party to look into a matter, but nothing would be done. So you think this leadership now would be able to douse the tension, unite everyone before 2019, which is going to be like the litmus test to see if truly Nigerians have accepted the APC to continue?
The hallmark of any responsive and responsible leader is to deal with the challenges as they come. It could be in a company, organization, blue chip companies. Let me tell you that I've not given up on a national chairman. Probably He's doing consultations. But if we don't see him going into actions in the next few days to deal with the challenges we have in all the states, then some of us will begin to ask questions. But we've not gotten to that. What I'm saying is that the chairman and his team must move and call the warring factions in every state. That's why he is there. Persuade those that need to be persuaded. Encourage those that need to be encouraged. And tell them to do the needful. And why our house must be in order for us to deliver what we promised Nigerians. It is his duty. Our own is to sit down here and remind him, I am doing my duty in Lagos. But sometimes you cannot say, oh, you are in Lagos, and you cannot add to the national debate. That's why we're here. I'm trying to stampede the chairman and his team to move into action because these things are getting out of hand. You know? If out of annoyance, I always say it, and you throw your cap away, a madman will pick it and use it forever. So if you say, because we must not forget our history. The implosions and what led to, even though I said it's corruption, started like this. Everybody must work we must work as a team. Yes, these problems are there. The chairman must begin to move from state to state and calling the warring factions to a conference table and let us iron these things. If he fails to do that, then I would say we don't have a chairman, but God forbid.
Yeah. Okay.
God forbid.
Now, make us understand. Walk us through what is the ideal process or procedure for conducting a Congress that is causing problem in some of these states here and there. What is supposed to be the ideal? Let us
Yes.
understand.
It's either you go into an election proper,
Okay,
or consensus.
all right.
Like in Lagos, we believe so much in consensus because it will save you time, it will save you money, it will save you from having conflicts or having, wars and divisions. So either way, go into proper election or go into Congress. But don't forget our people. Sometimes even when a winner emerges, some people will question it. This is the things that we need to live with until we get mature.
All right, if we're supposed to have an election,
yes,
where does the process start from? If there's going to be an election for the Congress, as the case may be, what's supposed to be the procedure so that the National Secretariat and the State Secretariat are in tandem?
First, you have to be a delegate.
Okay.
It's not everybody that will go to. Like in Lagos, I'm a delegate. Okay. What we are told is we went to our senatorial zone, and then if there's any member, there's a GSC member, I think the biggest body, political body in Lagos, that person should be an automatic member. Then the two other people, if we achieve the consensus, okay. If you don't, you do an election. That's what we did last Saturday. And then I don't think we have any problem there.
All right.
It's either you do an election or you carry out a consensus, pick up a consensus candidate. Consensus means everybody says, let this man go, and the man goes, But where you fail to agree, then you go into an election. Whoever emerges will
all right, now there's a common saying, of course, like we all know, that if the head is faulty, the whole body will be affected. Now, former Vice President of Nigeria and a member of the party, Atiku Abubakar, publicly chastised the leadership of the APC recently, saying that the recent activities of the leadership of the party is undemocratic, that the leadership is not even leading by example because it has refused to hold statutory meetings of its various organs. Yeah. What can you say about that?
No, that's what we're saying. Anybody that wants our party to progress must not keep quiet. So this is democracy. Everybody is entitled to his own opinion. And if somebody like Atiku is saying that, look, the national leadership is not doing the needful, they're not doing what it's supposed to do, I think they should stand up. They should stand up. It's not somebody you can ignore. But some people feel that he would have gone to the party chairman and just say it. He can move as a leader of the party to go and initiate some of this and encourage the chairman instead of going up openly. You get what I'm saying? He is a leader, national leader for that matter. former presidential candidate. So what we would have done is to go in-house. Where an in-house dialogue fails, you cannot go public. But there's nothing. There's nothing wrong.
He had not made attempts to meet with the leadership
that's
of
what
the
we
party,
do not know.
and he's trying to push him now.
That is what I do not know, and that's what I do not know. And that's what you do not know. But in any way, I'm not saying he's not wrong. When an elder cannot be at home and shouldn't wear snakes as necklaces, you must do the needful. And I don't see any harm in what Atiku said. What he said is going to stampede the national leadership of the party into action.
And for him saying this at this time, don't you think, of course, as a member of the party, that there is more to it than meets the eye, that truly something is happening in the APC that Nigerians are not seeing?
There's another something I want to tell you. Atiku has an ambition to be the president of Nigeria. And I know he's planning to move to PDP. These are the things that he will be saying to justify.
Are you sure about that?
No, we are not. I'm a big player in APC. I'm a big player in APC.
So we can take it to the bank that, yes, he's making
that is the preparations. Okay. Anybody who must travel abroad must first of all go to get a visa and get your BTA, have your passport.
So he's getting a visa now.
Before you start traveling. So allow him to experiment or to do whatever he wants to. He's preparing the ground to go to PDP because there's no space for his presidential ambition in APC as I speak to you. So that is it.
But you just recognized him as a national leader
of the
party.
But I'm also telling you the other side of the story.
But does that rubbish what he just said, that truly recent activities of the leadership of the party are kind of undemocratic and the leadership has refused to hold statutory meetings, yes or no?
Well, one of the reasons why, the Constitution allows, before you move from one party to another, is to say there's a crisis in your party. That's what he's doing. That's what he's doing to justify. But you can know, today, party A, tomorrow, party B, next tomorrow, C, D, and so on. Stay in a place.
But can we say all is well?
Stay in a place and address the problems.
All is well with the APC at this time?
My dear, I've told you that.
With all the crisis at state level?
It is part of the process. Every crisis, out of every crisis comes, solutions to problems. Crisis leads to solutions. It's not politics is not a bed of roses. If you are not strong, they will push you aside. They will shove you aside. So you struggle. You struggle to be on the front seat.
So where does that leave democracy? Because democracy is supposed to be giving people opportunity and then staying on the side of the law. But when you see a leadership of a party somehow recognizing another faction that is not even recognized by the law, where does that leave democracy?
It's a struggle.
And the rule of law?
It's a struggle. And it will come. There's no reason why, and I'm not even saying it, why the national chairman will not recognize a court ruling. It's just a matter of time. It's not possible. It's not just possible. But what I want to leave with you people here is that democracy is a slow process. It's a slow process. I was reading one of the presidents of the United States, and he said, look, it's a slow process, but it's the best form of government. That it took America almost 90 years to give the Americans what they promised them right from day one. It's a slow process. It's not a dictatorship where you say somebody, as I say, no, you cannot, somebody, if you want to, somebody will say, no, you don't do it this way. And it will take you some time to reach a consensus. That's why Japanese are making progress. What they will do in 20 years, they would have started today to discuss it until everybody comes to be on the same page. That's when they will. That's what they will. So allow us to experiment.
All right.
Allow us to have a crisis. And allow us to resolve it.
Okay.
And we will resolve it. APC came to APC legacy parties came together to form APC. People will think there will be an implosion. There won't be, because we will deal with it.
Well, let's see how it goes.
When we get to the bridge, we will cross it.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you very much, Joy Bukwe, APC Publicity Secretary, Lagos State Chapter. Thank you for coming.
You're welcome.
Thank you.